Jason, I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah?
I never expected the entertainment here in feudal Japan to be so riveting.
I know. It seems like all that these lords and ladies do sit here drinking sake, watching women very slowly dance around waving fans. Very slow dancing, but I'm here for the sake.
Oh, dude. Lord Feudal over there is giving us the stink eye.
Lord Feudal, he's looking over this way. Let me just stink eye right back at him. Take that, Feudal.
Oh. No, he's sending over some...
Oh?
There's an emissary here for us.
Whoa.
Jace, we're being offered 3 bags of rice.
Are we? No, Micah, I think you're being offered to marry the lady of this domain in feudal Japan.
Hold on, let me just drink my last few drops of
let me
sake.
have another sip. We can make a life for ourselves here. This is what I'm saying. You can get married off to this very slow dancing lady. Look, she's looking at you.
Yeah, she's sidling on up.
Yeah. I'll deal with Lord Feudal if you want to get acquainted.
You know what?
Yeah?
I'm a single eligible bachelor.
Yeah.
Deal.
Okay. Feudal Japan, we're going to take it by storm. This will be our domain.
I could live like this forever.
Yeah. Okay, before we deal with these two, should we just take one more bit of sake?
Listeners, welcome back to Podzilla. This is the show where we cover every single kaiju movie, or at least attempt to.
We attempt. Yeah.
I am Micah.
And I'm Jasha. Hey, guys.
And we're currently part way through our Daimajin journey. We've taken the first stony steps into the landscape of Daimajin.
Yeah. We are going to be talking about the second Daimajin movie today, Return of Daimajin. Came out 1966, the same year as the first Daimajin. I think the first one came out in April 1966, and this came out in August.
Were they working on them at the same time?
They
do you know if
must
there was
have.
overlap?
It was same crew, different directors. So I assume, I couldn't find much up online about it, but I assume they got the crew together, a director came in, they made the first movie, then the crew just went on to the second director to make the second movie.
That's wild. Do you think it was like Friday, finish up Daimajin, go out for drinks on the weekend, come back Monday morning for Return of Daimajin?
Guys, Daimajin, we're finally working on the Return of Daimajin again. It's been, what a return. Day later. Very strange. Both theatrical releases as well. And we've got a third one that we'll be covering next week that also came out the same year. But this one, Return of Daimajin, was directed by Kenji Masumi. And it's the first time we've watched anything directed by him. So I'm excited to talk about it. Very similar to the first Daimajin. We'll dive deep into the lake. We'll dive deep into Daimajin's lake very shortly.
Real quick, Jasha.
Yeah.
Very short megaNEWSlon.
megaNEWSlon.
I've got a couple things for you.
Okay.
On X, that old platform.
The everything app.
Is that what people call it?
You go there for everything.
Man, you know what I went there for?
Have you been using Grok?
Grok?
Grok. It's not Grok.
Pull the lever, Gronk.
What is Grok? Can you explain Grok to me?
I don't know. I am just as confused about Grok as you are. I knew Grok was a thing, and then I saw the announcement for Grok 2.
I think it's just ChatGPT for X, and it's a main button on your X homepage, but it's completely locked out unless you give Elon money.
Why is it a... Hold on, I'm gonna press Grok.
You got a Grok in real time right now? Mike is grokking off. You gonna Grok off right now?
Get ready, guys. I'm about to Grok. Introducing Grok 2.
Yeah.
Our newest AI assistant.
Wow.
Get creative. Generate stunning visuals with our new image generation capabilities. I can scroll. You can ask anything. You can think deeply. I can get it to explain Stokes' theorem. I can subscribe now. For $19?
Are we sponsored by X? $19. Guys, get ready. Next week, check X. Mike is going to have that blue check mark.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
He'll be grokking.
There's 2 X subscriptions.
Yeah.
There's premium for $19. and Premium Plus for $39. Premium for $19, it halves the amount of ads you see.
So wait, so you're paying for halved ads, not even full ad removal?
ad free.
Oh my gosh.
Weird. It doesn't seem like it adds much more.
Watch, guys. Michael will be signed up.
I'm going to Grok 2.
Yeah, within the
Electric
week.
Boogaloo.
Yeah. What are we going to X for? Why are we on X right now?
Sorry, the reason we went to X is that O'Shea Jackson. O'Shea?
Oh, yeah?
O'Shea Jackson
Yep.
Jr. Posted a little sneak peek of, he said hashtag Godzilla anime. Now we know that he starred in Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yes.
He was kind of promoting for a long time his idea for
G-Team? Monarch's G-Team, was it?
Yeah, this, I believe it was supposed to be live action, but this romp through some of Monarch's members.
Yeah, it'll be members of
From the
Monarch
team.
actually hunting down Godzilla kaiju from like Toho's catalog. Apparently, was what he was wanting to do.
Apparently, I know he's been teaming up with Godzilla artists and concept artists, and he had like concept sketches for Gigan a while back.
Yeah.
But he just released another new tweet that says, hey, felt like you guys deserved a sneak peek. Me and CSM Films still at work. CSM Films, a Godzilla artist, creator.
Yeah.
But it's a picture of like an anime Gigan.
It looks pretty cool. I did see this.
Very like the singular point, the Godzilla anime credits.
Yeah.
It is just a still frame of Gigan's head. But this leads me to theorize. This leads me to theorize we might... I don't even know if he's officially endorsed is the big thing.
I don't think so. This is him. He was a part of the Godzilla world, and he has this idea, and he's trying to get everyone behind it to make concept art and to sell a pitch back to the studio to make it a reality.
Yeah, he's rallying the troops, if you will.
Which is cool. I mean, if he can get enough support, I'd love to see this show become a reality.
It's just funny that this is still like in the concept phase.
Years and years later.
This doesn't really mean anything right now because nothing's been approved.
Dude, all you need to show to is it Warner Brothers that do? No, Legendary. All you need to show to a Legendary executive is that photo of Gigan, and they'll sign you right up. It's a pretty sick photo.
Like, I could just draw a picture of Manila right now.
Post
and
to X.
Technically it has the same value. Like, nothing is happening because of this. But I could show it to Legendary.
Mike is going to post it to X, be like, sneak peek, guys. Hashtag Manila Anime. It's just this.
Hashtag me and Jay Shilla still at work.
No, I am rooting for O'Shea Jackson. I do hope that this becomes a reality in some form.
Yeah, it's really cool to see actors who have starred in films just be super passionate about the franchise and about the world.
Yeah. It is cool to see the passion that he actually does love Godzilla and actually does love Gigan and the older stuff and wants to make it more modern.
Yeah. I think that even, like, he's an actor. I don't know his capabilities with other areas of that work, but I'd love to see like a proper writing team get behind this if it's approved. Get like very capable and people who have done well in the industry to make something awesome here. Because a Monarch adjacent anime would be epic. There's a lot of material there to riff on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see more like aliens-styled colonial marines getting dropped off, working for Monarch, having to take down a Titan threat. That'd be pretty cool.
I want Monarch the Clone Wars.
True. Set between Godzilla and King of the Monsters.
There's a lot there to work on.
Bryan Cranston actually survived secretly, and he's been working with G-Team.
Awesome. Real small one just today. Monarch showrunner Chris Black. He has gotten a 2-year deal with Legendary. So he's going to be, what does it say here? He's writing the pilot for one of the Monarch spin-off series.
Whoa, so they greenlit these additional series, but they don't really have scripts set yet.
We haven't really heard anything about them. This is like the first thing we've heard.
That he's writing a pilot for
He's writing a pilot for one of them.
Interesting.
And that kind of makes me excited because having one writer for a pilot makes me believe that it's more of an episodic show, if you will.
Yeah. And did you say he was the showrunner of Monarch Legacy of the Monsters? Or is he just a showrunner for this new...
Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
Whoa. So
he co-developed it and is currently showrunning season 2. I don't know if he did season 1.
Oh, interesting. But it seems like both of them are going to be very connected then. If one of the guys working on Monarch is going to be working on the spin-off show very closely.
I don't know if he's like the Kevin Feige of the legendary Godzilla world
the
now.
O'Shea Jackson. Yeah.
I don't know if he's quite on O'Shea's level. But that's the first news we've heard of that. So Monarch adjacent stuff in the works.
Cool.
The other big thing, Jasha, and I need your thoughts on this. It's not going to be for just a minute.
Whoa.
But I want to hear your thoughts on the new battle line update that brought in more people, more characters from the
Micah.
From the anime trilogy.
The Godzilla anime trilogy battle line update. Are we allowed doing this? Talking about it for more than a minute?
G-Team's not here. G-Force isn't here to stop us.
O'Shea Jackson's G-Team isn't here to stop us. Yeah, man, I stayed up. I saw that there was another battle line live stream that they do at like midnight our time. I was awake. I logged in. My favorite people, the presenters of these battle line segments, these
so
battle
good,
line
man.
announcements. There's this one guy who just strikes a pose every single time.
Did he strike a pose this time?
He striked a pose. It was his classic prayer hands bent over. Iconic. I don't even know this guy's name. We have a million emojis of him in our Discord, but I love him. Great team and the battle line announcers. But yeah, they announced that there's going to be a Godzilla anime trilogy update to Godzilla Battle Line. They're going to add King Ghidorah from the third movie, the Planet Eater.
That's like the Eldritch version of King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Where you just see its heads.
And I don't know if he's added as a unit. They didn't show him off as a unit. They were just going to say, they just said he was going to be implemented into the game, which is pretty cool.
I think he is a unit. Let me watch this video real quick.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay. But the big one is that they are also adding in as a unit mechaGodzilla from the anime trilogy. And famously in the Godzilla anime trilogy, you never see mechaGodzilla in action. He is taken out of action very quickly and then he becomes mechaGodzilla City. And they have this real cool mechaGodzilla design, real different, kind of sleek, spiky, real futuristic, robotic look to him. And we're going to see him in action more in Godzilla Battle Line than we ever saw in the anime movies.
That's real fun.
He becomes a gun. He like changes his body into a gun. He's like a transformer.
I like that they've just given them kind of creative reign to figure out how this mechaGodzilla would have worked if he actually did fight.
Yeah. And I think one of the directors from the Godzilla anime movies, or maybe the mechaGodzilla designer, one of the designers from movies, was there announcing him. And he had this figure, this like action figure of mechaGodzilla in front of him on the table. And he was just holding him like a baby. He was just stroking mechaGodzilla's back. It was like it was his baby that he'd do anything for. So this might draw me back into Battle Line. I'm excited to give it a go. I'm not excited that I haven't been playing it for months and months and I've missed so many things and I have a lot to catch up on. Who knows what's going on with the like trading card aspects of that game now?
Yeah, I tried it for a little while. It is quite confusing. I'm looking now. He's less unit in the sense that he goes from one end of the map to the other. And he's more kind of like
the train bomb, like an ability?
Yeah, more like a utility kind of thing. Almost like, what's the black hole called?
Oh, yeah, the Dimension Tide.
Dimension Tide, where you set him on the map and he, in a huge circle, just starts diminishing everybody's health. Which is quite cool.
Pretty cool.
He takes down Godzilla Earth very fast, which is pretty lore accurate, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. They're bringing them in. Anyone that's highlighting and spotlighting the Godzilla anime trilogy is doing good in my book. Godzilla the Planet Eater might be the best Godzilla movie.
It might be, and none of you know because none of you have watched it. Go watch it.
None of you are giving it a fair shot. It might be better than GMK.
I think it is.
Okay, we need to stop. We need to stop.
Everybody's rallying against us right now.
We're sorry.
Okay, megaNEWSlon over. Jasha,
Okay.
let's talk more about Daimajin.
Yeah. Return of Daimajin. if you want to watch it, I think you can rent it on Amazon. It's available to watch free on Tubi. You can get the real cool Blu-ray collection from Arrow Video. So definitely check it out before listening if you're interested. It's worth watching. But Micah, do you want to bring us into Return of Daimajin?
Yeah, I've got a little synopsis here. During a period of tenuous peace between the three Japanese clans of Chigusa, Nagoshi, and Mikashiba, a statue of the Nagoshi clan's god's face turns red, a chilling sign that the entire kingdom will soon fall. This is when the Mikashiba clan strikes, by sending soldiers into the city Trojan style under the guise of an offering of rice. The clan, led by their lord Danjo, manages to overthrow the Chigusa clan, but not before Lord Juro escapes under the cover of darkness. Lady Sayuri Nagoshi manages to escape the clutches of Lord Danjo as his terror focuses next on the Nagoshi clan, though reveals herself with her screams of terror at the sight of Lord Danjo surrounding the statue of her god with dynamite and decimating it in a fiery explosion. Juro attempts to assassinate Lord Danjo through various means, but when Lady Sayuri is hung on a cross on top of a fiery pyre, it appears that all hope is lost, with the culmination of all the tribe's efforts in vain. This is when every member of the tribe starts praying, and their prayers are heard, as rising up from the sea, their god appears, ready to fell the Mikashiba clan with a stony fist. Man, I wish my fist was as stony as Daimajin's in this movie.
Pretty stony looking fist. Pretty stony guy, Daimajin. Yeah, Return of Daimajin is an interesting one because as we talked about last time, most of these three Daimajin movies are all said to be very much the same film in terms of plot structure and how things play out. Because we get an evil clan trying to enslave or overtake the good clans in this. We get a lady or a priestess praying to Daimajin for help. And then at the very last part of the movie, Daimajin actually does help. So the bare bones are the same. But I was actually pretty surprised with how different the plot for the actual people was this time around.
Yeah, because with these three Daimajin movies, it's like a renowned trilogy. Yeah. But all of them are separate. It's almost like I don't know, they never really have connections in world apart from Daimajin being there. It feels like in each movie, there are different tribes worshipping him. He is the same character, but in different settings. Kind of like, I don't know, James Bond scenario.
Daimajin, yeah.
Same character, different actors, different world.
Japanese James Bond. No, you're right, because in this, is it the Nagoshi tribe? They have their lake god, their divine one, and it's Daimajin who lives in a little lake.
Which is a little different from his iteration in the last movie where he was the mountain god.
Yeah, and he had like a specific name in the last movie. It's very interesting. It just seems to be like every movie Daimajin is a different god for a different tribe, no connection.
One of the bigger changes about this movie right off the bat is like in the OG Daimajin movie, Daimajin is very much portrayed as like an impassable, impersonal force. You see his statue a few times, but he really doesn't show up until the end of the movie.
He's very absent. You don't see him doing anything at all until the very end.
Like a couple characters mention him, they go see him, but like most of the story is focused around these other tribes. And that is kind of the same in this movie. The tribes are still the focus of the film, but it feels like Daimajin is much more present.
Yeah, because as you were saying, it starts off, and is it Lady Sayuri?
Lady Sayuri.
Lady Sayuri Nagoshi. She is going to visit their god, going to pay her respects to Daimajin, and the whole thing kind of kicks off, as you said in the synopsis, with Daimajin's face turning red, and it's a sign from him that they are all going to perish, or that their clan is going to perish and be destroyed.
And like even that alone is more interaction between Daimajin and the people than we've seen in the previous movie.
Yeah.
And it feels less like he's this violent god who is out to get the people if they don't appease him. And more like he's, I don't know, working a little bit more and trying to warn these people of this coming disaster.
Yeah, because it actually wasn't that their like clan was going to be destroyed, was it? It was the valley is going to perish.
The kingdom is going to perish.
Yeah, where the place they're living is going to perish. And you think it might be because Daimajin is going to attack them, like the wrathful god he was in the first movie, but it turns out to be very different. Something that I got very confused with in this movie was the players were the different clans. I was so confused. We have our boy Kojiro Hongo, who we know well from the Gamera movies. He's in a few of the Gamera films. I think he showed up as well in some of the one of the Heisei Gamera films, if I'm correct.
He feels like Daiei's Akihiko Hirata.
Yeah.
He's there for most of him.
Yeah, I think he's in a Yokai Monsters
Familiar
as well
face.
when we get to that. But he's playing Lord Juro Chigusa.
You get it? Juro Chigusa of the Chigusa clan.
Chigusa clan. And we start off, we see him mingling with the Nagoshi clan.
Yep.
Who Lady Sayuri belongs to.
Yep.
And she has a brother, Katsushige? Katsushige?
I can guarantee you that's not how you say it.
Katsushige, yeah.
Show me your notes.
Katsushige.
Where am I looking?
Katsushige.
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 You were close.
We got there. I was pretty close. They're mingling. The Chigusa and Nagoshi tribes are mingling. And I was very confused.
Whoa.
They're mingling. They're watching, again, this dancer dance very slowly. Very slowly. Lady Sayuri is just... It does seem like all that these Japanese lords do, all these old Japanese men just spend their afternoons watching someone dance slowly in front of them on a big stage.
If society didn't have technology, this is what we would be doing with all our time. Not reading, not like playing games with each other, just watching these dances.
Not even a big show, not a big like theater troupe or something. Just, oh yeah, it's your turn. Go and entertain us for the afternoon. You've got this fan.
It feels like a talent show, doesn't it?
It does.
It's like, and here's these 3 girls and this one guy playing a flute.
Dude, there was a dude on like a drum, a bongo or something. He was going hard.
Hongo on the bongo.
Hongo on the bongo. Yeah, I was very confused though, because we learned that Lord Juro is betrothed to Lady Sayuri, right? Lord Juro Chigusa is betrothed to Lady Sayuri Nagoshi.
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, I don't even know if it's betrothed at this point. It's more like, and we will later have talks about this potential marriage.
Okay, but they're mingling.
They're giving each other like the flirty side eye.
And what else is going on in this land, and how the movie starts as we see just these refugees getting slaughtered. In bamboo, there's like this bamboo forest, and these refugees are just getting slaughtered, slashed at by Lord Danjo Mikashiba.
Yeah, they're actively trying to escape because his reign is just so dour.
Yeah. Mikashiba is the big bad. And his clan are slowly wanting to take over the other clans, and he attacks the Chigusa clan. Chigusa? By saying...
You're saying each of the time you say these tribes' names, you look at me as if I'm the lawkeeper here.
You are the lawkeeper. You need to tell me if I'm doing right, Micah. Anyway, I was very confused. I did not know who was marrying who, what was happening. All I know is that Mikashiba was the bad guy.
Yeah, with his half-bald head.
Yes, the haircuts are back. They're back, guys. The top knots.
I want us to get these.
But yeah, the story is very different because in the original Daimajin, we see a nice little village become enslaved to this evil lord. Was it Odate?
Yeah.
And then the prince and princess escape, and they're just out of the picture for 10 years. And they slowly get back into the village at the end of the movie, and Daimajin saves the day. In this one, everyone in the film the whole way through trying to fight back against evil Lord Danjo.
Yeah, no time skips here.
No time skips. No one's just sitting, chilling in a cave. I guess they go to Daimajin's cave for a bit. But the Mikashiba clan, the evil clan, they have this plan to try and usurp Chigusa. And they're like, hey, look at these nice refugees. They've all put a little handful of rice, a single bowl of rice together each to gift to the Chigusa clan. And as you were saying, it's a Trojan horse. They're actually sending in armed Mikashiba samurai warriors to kill everyone in the Chigusa clan and take over their people and their land.
Which is pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
I was watching this and I saw those 3 barrels of rice. What are they, like woven barrels?
Yeah.
Is the closest
Woven
thing?
baskets?
They're fully enclosed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I see nearly a drop of rice in sight. Nearly a pellet.
I love as well as this rice is getting delivered and Lord Jiro's like, of course, we'll accept your rice. One of the villagers, this lady in his village is like, oh man, it would suck to be a refugee, you know? I'm so glad we were born here. Nothing bad is ever going to happen to us here. As the rice gets delivered, there's secretly warriors trying to kill them.
The most Chekhov sentence I've ever heard.
Nothing bad will ever happen to us here in Chigusa. Look to the screen.
Wink.
But I really like this. Like, it was a whole series of battles and intrigue throughout. The warriors try fighting against Lord Jiro. There's a huge battle scene. Lord Jiro has to run away and team up with the Nagoshi clan. And then he slowly sneaks back in to try and free his people. And he's coming down through the rafters and the roof.
There's a lot of moving parts in this movie. I feel like that's probably the biggest difference to me, other than the Daimajin stuff. On the human side of things, the first movie, I felt like it had a real solid characters.
But a real simple story.
Real simple story. Like you see this time skip happen and you're like, oh, here's this character, this mythic person in the village, and he's all grown up now. You had Lord Odate, who I feel like is just such an omnipresent figure of evil in that movie.
Yes.
And even like, I forget her name, but the lady with the black teeth.
Yeah, the priestess.
The priestess, she is...
Haunts my dreams.
She is on fire still to this day. But this movie, I feel like none of its characters really live up to the expectations that movie set.
Mm.
But at the same time, I feel like the story is just like twice as fleshed out.
It feels so much more epic. And it feels like Lord Jiro's actually trying to free his people, and he's actually getting in danger and coming up with plans and trying to sneak in and free the refugees.
And that was like one of your biggest criticisms about the first movie, was that at the end, like in the final act, you have all these characters trying to do things and no one really achieves anything because Daimajin comes in and just, well, he does what the main characters were trying to do the whole time, that he kills Odate.
Why even give us, the human plot in the first Daimajin if none of it's really going to resolve and Daimajin's just going to come in and punch everything?
Yeah, you have a lot of that setup of like the villager's going to return and finally take back the city that was once theirs.
Yeah.
That never happens.
No.
The characters are talking about like trying to sacrifice themselves so that their village would finally be saved. And like in the end of the movie, the village is destroyed, which is it's a really cool turn of events, and it's a nice... Well, it turns the story on its head, but it felt like, all of that human story was kind of for nothing in the end.
Yeah. And I was expecting this to be more of the same. Like we said, they're all supposed to have the same bones to each of these movies, but I was way more invested in the human plot in this one than I was in the original Daimajin. There was just something about it, how fast-paced it was, how, like you were saying, there's a lot of moving parts, and you're hearing from Daimajin, like Lady... Sayuri is constantly going back and forth, hiding out on Daimajin's island, the island of the god. And she's like praying to him and pleading to him, again, wanting to kill herself so that he comes, and she's wanting to sacrifice herself, just like the princess in the last one. But it just felt a lot more epic, a lot more sprawling across this world. And I loved the 3 clans and all the politics there. I really enjoyed it.
I feel like there are more set pieces this time as well. You have the cave with the Daimajin statue, and you have a whole bunch of stuff that happens there. You have like I don't know what you'd call it, the bell cliff. There's this one guy in the movie whose sole job, I think he's part of the Nagoshi tribe.
The old man?
Is to ring the bell. And he's got like a method to it. He's swinging back and forth with like impeccable timing. But most of the movie, he doesn't say anything. He just vocalizes.
He talks like initially to Lady Sayuri when she arrives. But then the whole rest of the movie is going, just nonsense words. I was cracking up.
There's the scenes when Lord Danjo comes along and he's trying to blow up the Majin statue. And the only thing he does is gets pushed off a cliff. I would be tempted too if this guy just vocalized like
Having none of it. Micah, I want you to put your nurse hat on for a second. Okay?
This isn't a regular thing.
No, yeah, I really need your medical input into this. Because Lord Juro, as he's going through his escapades through the village, right? He jumps down a well. And through this well, he is able to swim out to the open lake and get to Daimajin's island. Is this how wells work?
Wait.
Like, I always thought the wells were like drilled down.
Yeah,
to
I'll
like,
put on my nursing hat
to like
and tell you how wells work.
I thought they were always drilled down to like a finite pool of water that's coming from the ground. It never opens up to. You can't swim down a well to a lake, like to the open ocean.
Imagine with me.
Yeah,
you've got a sea. There's a little cave under the ocean that has a pocket of water in.
Mm-hmm.
If the well drilled down to that.
So you've got the chance of like pulling up your bucket.
You could hit the jackpot. You could
couple freshwater fish in my bucket. You're saying that's
I guess you
viable?
could. In my nursing experience, yes, you could.
Okay, great. I just wanted some professional insight.
Great, man. Yeah,
into the well situation.
Any help I can give there.
I will say, like,
Jesh, can I get some of your marketing experience? I just really need to know.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie,
Yes.
where the bell,
the bell scene.
like 5 guys come along and like within seconds devise a contraption. Does communication happen between people of a tribe this fast?
It was
This
fast,
quickly?
man. They have an order. They have a militaristic kind of
They've got a communications network.
Because by the time that commander's like, "Hey, go
Lord
destroy that
Danjo
bell,"
sent out a little. What's the communications app everybody's using nowadays? Stack. He sends out a Slack. He sends out a Slack. So guys, I don't know how to remove this bell off of the stand.
They've been
Can anybody
training.
help me?
Did you see how they just fell into position? They're told to throw this bell from the cliff. They like within
It's like they've done
seconds,
this before.
They have a whole lever system.
It's like this is the
pushing it on.
5th take.
This is the 5th bell of the week for these guys. As they're overthrowing every god out in every island in feudal Japan. I will say, I think visually this film was miles above the last film for me as well. I was really impressed by how like they were able to make so many mundane objects so memorable. There was the bell for one of them, but then also quick shots of like the feudal buildings, or just when it cut to leaves in a tree or a pile of dirt that someone was buried under a grave. Just so many times when they just cut really strikingly to these still images or still pieces of imagery and then make it look really beautiful. It definitely seemed like it had some sort of real creative flair behind how they were shooting this one or showing the objects on screen.
One example that comes to mind immediately is very early on, like to get to the Daimajin cave, they go through this, I don't know what you'd call it. It's a Japanese-styled archway.
Yeah.
If anyone saw it, it would look familiar because it's a very like regular thing to pop up in this type of media.
A torii, apparently. Traditional Japanese gate.
Hey, torii, yeah. But very early on when the Mikashiba clan comes to try and blow up the statue, it ends up destroying half of that torii. And it leaves this like half a side of the arch that looks very much like a cross.
Yeah.
And like when you see that periodically across the movie, they cut to it a few times and it's like, that's cool imagery, especially knowing in the last movie. Am I right? In the first Daimajin, did someone get put up on a cross?
Yeah, a couple people did.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, this is a reference to the first movie. But if you view it as kind of like a separate, this movie is its own thing, it's a little bit of foreshadowing.
A lot of cross imagery throughout, eh?
A lot of cross imagery. You have Lady Sayuri who ends up getting kind of crucified, put up on at least a cross on a burning pier.
Yeah.
In the final act of the movie, and very good imagery there. This act that the Mikashiba tribe first started is like coming full circle here. But even more so, like in the ending moments of the film, Lord Danjo ends up going out to sea on his boat, And when Daimajin tries to strike, he ends up like climbing up this sinking ship of his, and he ends up like getting tied up in the mast, and like he ends up in that position, in that kind of that crucified position on this, I don't know what you'd call it, like the cross sail.
The mast, is it?
It would be the mast, the cross sail. But like 3 very specific moments in the film where you see the same cross. One for the acts of destruction that Mikashiba causes, one for kind of the destruction happening to the people when Lady Sayuri is getting popped up there, and then once upon themselves when he's dying and it's all his fault because he blew up the Daimajin.
Yeah, I loved it, man. Just like you're saying, so much. This is very rich with symbolism and so many great visuals. Because again, I think another one that stuck out to me was when they go to Daimajin's cave later on in the film, and I think Lord Juro's trying to get there to safety, and then Lady Sayuri notices that the Mikashiba clan's there and then is ringing the bell to warn him. The fog is so thick in this scene that we got a lot of shots that's just Lord Juro talking to someone on his boat, and it's just them, their figure, and all you can see behind them is thick fog. It's just like very strikingly the characters just against this wall of gray and white. And it was super, super cool.
It's great. I feel like it's such a smart way to use the space as well.
Yeah.
Like if you had a small shooting area, if you fill that with fog like these guys did,
it's a different location almost.
Absolutely. It's its own place. And yeah, really cool moments where like Lord Juro is talking on his boat to his friend, and then just out of the fog, Lord Danjo comes up. Real cool scenes and cool interactions you can have happen on that lake.
And just the epic finale of the cross with the lady up on it, the huge wall with stairs up it that Daimajin breaks through.
Yeah, that stony wall.
The hundreds of refugees watching through their kind of prison, and them all praying, and then smoke like blurring the screen in front of the lady on the cross. It's just all blurred with smoke in front of her. Really, really cool. I'm in love with how Return of Daimajin looks compared to the first film.
And even that scene where she is on the fiery pier, like they have a real crazy set there where it's in the middle of this, I don't know if you call it a little valley, but people on all sides and this open space in the center with this huge fiery monument built up and using actual fire for it. We watched this together, and there was a moment where you were like, oh my gosh, they've got her on the pier. She's about to, like, she could be put on fire.
Yeah.
The pyre?
The pyre.
Oh my gosh, I'm saying pier.
There were a lot of piers in this film.
Yeah, on the pyre. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to re-record that intro.
You get set on fire at the pyre. You get a catch.
You get filled with fear on the pier.
Yes, you get filled with fear on the pier. Yes. Yeah, no, you're right. There was a second when it just looks so epic what they were showing on screen, and I did not realize that the figure of her on the cross was actually just a doll or a puppet.
Yeah, like the effects that this movie does, especially at the time this was released, like that scene looks amazing. All the scenes with Daimajin himself on the blue screen.
Again, the compositing, really good.
The compositing, like if it won't, I think it's actually the color grading. The color grading is so well done in this one. If it weren't for like the very slight blue edges that you wouldn't have been able to see on monitors at the time.
It would have in the 60s, yeah.
It would have been monitors.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Yeah.
What else would they have watched this on? It's not like everybody's just watching it through projectors.
In theaters? Did they have home TVs in the 60s? They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did. On their monitors.
Yeah. Just like feudal Japan had guns, I struggle to think about people in the 60s having monitors.
There's one moment where the last movie was so rife with guns.
Yeah.
And there's one moment where they bring them out in this one. It's like, oh, these are still a thing.
Yeah, they've got guns. They've been using swords the whole time. Now they decide to bring it out.
But like at the time, this would have looked so impressive. They do such a good job with the effects here.
You're right, because a lot of, I feel like we've watched it a lot, through even the Gamera movies and even some of the Godzillas, where the background is just a few colors off from the foreground and you can tell it's different. Whereas there was one scene specifically where Daimajin is in front of that wall and he punches through it and breaks it down and you see the background and the proper sized people. And it really looked great. I don't think it looked off. I could 100% believe it was the same scene.
What year did this movie come out again?
66.
66?
Did Son of Godzilla come out 67?
Hold on, I'm looking up. Oh, I've got something here.
It did.
Because I remember back to 1963, 3 years before this movie, was when King Kong versus Godzilla, the OG movie, released. And I remember loving that movie because there was one scene with the giant octopus in it.
Yes.
That was composited behind people to make it look huge. And the octopus looked so great, but the people looked just so terrible with the compositing work done there. Like,
yeah,
even at the time, you would have been able to tell how they did it. And just 3 years after, the fact that it looks this good for effects at the time, I'm really shocked.
It's Daiei splurging on that big blue screen from the US. Makes a difference.
Man, making 3 movies in the same year, you only need to use one blue screen.
Yeah, man.
They're getting their money out of it.
Should we talk about Daimajin for a bit?
Yeah.
Because I think he changed a bit, or the way he looked changed a bit. I was doing some research and they got a completely new suit for him. There was a new production company, X Productions, who were brought in to actually do the costuming for this film. And they wanted to make it look as close to Daimajin from the original film as they could, whereas doing a different take on it. They actually traveled, the X Productions, or the X Pro team, I think they were called, traveled to the site they were filming Return of Daimajin. They traveled to like the set, the locations they were going to while they were filming this movie, and they set up a makeshift modeling studio in the location where they were actually filming Return of Daimajin. And they worked out of that to actually make the Daimajin suits kind of as the film was being shot. They had a little makeshift studio where they were constantly upgrading and doing additions for the suit.
That's cool, because especially when you're shooting on location, that seems like a great way to just like make extra props, or if anybody comes up with any cool ideas, you're able to implement that basically at ground zero.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And one thing they tried to do was reduce the bulk. So the original Daimajin was very bulky and it was hard for the suit actor to move in. So in this one, they intentionally wanted to make him thinner and lighter. And as the film went on, they kept kind of doing different iterations on this costume. And they ended up with the torso bit of Daimajin's armor. They ended up just making it individual sheets attached together. So instead of like wearing one big, fully molded suit, it was like additional thinner, lighter sheets that made up his armor he was wearing. Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's one moment at the very, very end of the movie where Daimajin has finished his little romp of destruction, where Sayuri calls out to him and kind of like thanks him for what he's done. And he is able to like do his hands up and almost like a salute to his chest.
Yeah, like he raises it
on his chest.
He raises it above his head, and they do the wipe from Daimajin back to the statue.
That's right. But I don't think they would have even been able to do that if they had the original suit.
No,
because it was just so stoic and set.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about Daimajin, because like you were saying, he is very present throughout the film, even if he is that statue. Like even that red face, when his face becomes red at the start and they think it's a bad omen for them that he's going to destroy them, it turns out being he does destroy the valley, but it's because the Mikashiba clan have taken over and enslaved everyone, and he's destroying it because he wants to destroy them. It was a nice little twist that he isn't actually this like terrible, destructive force. He's actually got a reason to do it, and he is trying to save you.
He's a bit more, I don't know, like an actual god, I guess, trying to warn them, and it feels like there's a relationship between him and his people.
Yeah, because he even saves Lady Sayuri and her right-hand man. Is it Toruhi? Lady Sayuri's like right-hand little assistant, as they're in the cave when it blows up and they get covered in rocks, but somehow they escape just unharmed.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things in this. Daimajin, like, he gets exploded. Great scene. The amount of dynamite that's being put there to blow him up. He gets exploded. His head sinks to the bottom of the water. Parts of him fly across to the mainland out of the island. But there's a scene in this film later on when one of the Mikashiba soldiers drifts in on a boat. And then you see...
Drifts in?
He drifts. His boat drifts in, Micah. And you see impaled in his chest a piece of the Daimajin statue. And no one did it. Lord Juro was out of the picture. Lady Sayuri was ringing the bell. Who impaled him with this bit of Daimajin? It must have been Daimajin himself.
Must have been, yeah.
And you see his powers a lot through this as well. Even after he sinks to the ocean, you get that scene when there's red lightning coming down and the water's bubbling. And I think a couple of the Mikashiba men have their whole boats sucked into the water after sending Daimajin down there. So he's doing a lot. It's not just the rampage at the end.
Yeah. It makes it feel so much more climactic in those last moments because things have been building up a little bit more.
Yeah. And again, there's a little bit of humor in it when Mikashiba's men are like, oh, it's just a lightning. There's no demons at all. It's just lightning. Just as you see this huge display of Daimajin's power.
It's just lightning.
Just lightning. What did you think of the finale fight anyway? Do you think that this differentiated itself?
I don't know if it differentiated because you have some of those same beats. Like in this one, the Mikashiba clan gets out their 5 big grappling hooks.
Huge grappling hooks.
Which they have ready at every moment.
And they're not even
specifically for this.
You're not even at their town. They're at another town.
They brought these specifically for this occasion. You never know when you're going to need your 5 large grappling hooks.
Yeah.
But you have these guys trying to slow Daimajin down.
Just like they did with the chains in the original film.
Yeah. There aren't many very unique scenes.
I think one that stood out, and again was a really cool symbolism. I was saying I was wanting it to be more like Prince of Egypt last movie. When Daimajin does rise head first out of the water, he breaks the island in 2. He splits it in 2, and he breaks the water in 2, and it is literally like something out of the Bible as he's splitting the ocean to walk straight through to destroy this valley.
I was very confused for a second there because my mind fully believed you said Prince of Persia.
Dude.
And I'm like, yeah, sure. I can't remember you saying that. But yeah, the symbolism with Prince of Persia is very much
Prince
there
of Persia.
as well. Oh my God.
Yeah. He's
Prince of Egypt.
Daimajin
There's a lot of stuff there.
Uses the sands of time in this movie.
Dude, you see that dagger Daimajin had at his side that he didn't use?
Yeah. Just wait.
If he did.
Wrath of Daimajin, he's going to be going back through these 2 movies.
That's how these 3 movies end. He destroys the village, goes back in time, and just does it again.
I loved the water. I did think that having him on the lakeside, having him as this lake god, having him on an island was pretty cool. How they've changed it up from the mountains.
Do you know if that's different in the 3rd movie?
I think it's set in the snow in the 3rd movie.
Oh,
yeah. But I don't really have trivia for this one, Micah. Just that bit about how they were building his suit. So should we get straight into final thoughts?
I mean, there was that thing you were talking to me about, Ao Oni.
Ao Oni. Yeah. I was doing some deep diving on Wikizilla.
There's really not trivia about this movie.
It's not trivia about this movie. It's just that Daimajin appears in a video game called Ao Oni. A-O-O-N-I? Ao Oni?
Had you heard of this game?
I have not heard of this before, but I was doing some reading and it seems to be some sort of survival horror ARG kind of very massively popular in Japan, like horror game.
I don't know if it's an ARG. I know that the first game, which was made in RPG Maker,
was it?
Ended up becoming pretty famous. Like I want to say mid 2010s, and a lot of people have played through it. It's all right.
The Oni doesn't look scary. He's just this purple dude.
He's this big purple dude. He morphs into stuff.
Oh.
But apparently there's 3 games plus an MMO.
Yeah, there's a Japanese exclusive MMO called Ao Oni Online, and Daimajin was added as a character. And Gamera and Gauss were all in this game.
You know who was added as well?
Yeah.
What's the kid's name from Rebirth?
Boko.
Oh, Boko's in the game, guys.
Boko's in Ao Oni Online. So if any of you are in Japan, please let us know.
I want to see if I can get an APK of this game.
Just so you can... you probably can't get them anymore because they were added as exclusive collaboration levels.
Yeah.
The time is gone, but it would have been cool to see Daimajin in action. It's crazy that Daimajin hasn't been in any more video games.
Do you think that Japan sees that at the same level as if Daimajin was added to Fortnite? Is Ao Oni Online the Fortnite of Japan?
Fortnite, maybe.
Yeah, if Boko got added to Fortnite.
Boko. I'd main Boko. I'd main Boko in Fortnite. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll go through some final notes, eh? I only have one note here.
My final notes.
I've got two notes. I've got two notes. One was that the Mikashiba clan had a symbol that looked very much like Star Wars.
Yes.
The rebel symbol.
The Rebel Alliance. You're watching these scenes of them all with their flags, and you're like, this feels like a fantasy sci-fi crossover.
Yeah, it's the legit rebels insignia. But my other thing I want to mention is that all the warriors, all the samurai, all the fighters in this film are kitted out with crazy hair, great hair, but then like torso, shoulders, arms, just really bulky protective armor. And they're in the shortest shorts and their legs are just unprotected.
Do you think it's like Star Wars? Do you know that like the Star Wars lightsaber code of honor? Because any fighter any Jedi, any Sith could easily mid-fight, if you're like locked in with your lightsabers, turn their lightsaber off for a second, turn it back on once they've passed through, and then kill the other person. But in that world, it's dishonorable to fight like that. I wonder if like there's a code of honor in the Daimajin films that no one cuts below the waist.
But in these Daimajin films, evil lords are enslaving your people, and you're not just going to chop them off at their knees. They've got a weakness right there.
These guys
you see their
nearly
sandals?
kill women and children.
Yeah.
But going for the knees is a line they won't cross.
You can't do it. Yeah, that's all I have. But honestly, I was pleasantly surprised by Return of Daimajin. I think it differentiated itself enough from the original. I loved the visuals in this. It felt a lot more epic. I think, it had a human story that I really wished the original one had as well. The scene at the end with Daimajin attacking was probably the letdown for me, just because it did feel beat for beat exactly the way he attacked the other city in the original Daimajin. I mean, there's a scene where he walks over to a tower, slowly lifts his arm up, brings it down, and the chains and the humans trying to get at him the same way. It did get a bit boring. I wish that they could have made that fight scene stand out a bit more, that destruction scene. But all in all, I think if I was bringing an offering to a Japanese lord, I think I'd cup together, probably 4 bowls of rice to give to him. And they're rice. Believe me, they're rice. It's rice I'm bringing to him. 4 bowls of rice I'm giving
Only
to him.
4 bowls.
4 bowls.
You're not like getting the tribe together to have 4 huge bags of rice?
No. 4. There's only 5 people in my village. I'm bringing 4 bowls of rice to him. It's on the same level as the other one for me, where the original Daimajin had definitely better characters and the story felt more fresh. It was the first time it had been done. This one just had this, real great storyline. And the visuals were great. That's where I'm sitting. 4 out of 5 for both of these so far.
Man, I am definitely sitting more favorably than last time.
Whoa.
I've got more bowls of rice for Return of Daimajin than I have the OG movie.
You prefer this to the original?
Yeah. I mean, we said it, but the driving plot for that movie just felt very barren, especially in the end when it didn't really culminate in anything other than Daimajin. But this one, it feels like you have proper rescue attempts. You have these guys going to try and assassinate and track down Lord Danjo. And even in like a lot of other scenes, like there are some really cool moments where that moment where Lady Sayuri is like using the bell to try and ward off Lord Juro from coming to the island, like trying to save him. Like
fun, like side characters as well. I didn't mention it, but there's a little boy that like wants to throw rocks at the bad guys early on, and he's told not to, but then actually does at the end to save someone's life.
It feels like there's much more happening around the Daimajin stuff. I think I'm sorry. I think my tribe is giving a smaller offering than you. I think we're grabbing.
I don't think the Lord's going to like this.
3 bowls.
Whoa.
And like, I don't know, maybe there's like a child who's giving up half of his portion.
3.5 out of 5.
I think so.
You like this like a whole lot more than the first one.
Nearly doubly more. And I don't know, I feel like It's crazy that I like it that much more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think looking at this as an individual movie, which I think you have to do because they're not connected, this one has much more of a compelling story arc.
Yeah.
For the whole driving plot.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man.
Also, just another shout out to the Daimajin actor's eyebrow acting in this movie. He's looking angry.
I'm not sure if I like his face.
You think you could do a better job?
It's creeping me out, man. It's creeping me out. Yeah, Flip, we're pretty favorable on this one, but let's hear about what our listeners thought. And let's first go to a Letterboxd review from Rich. And Rich says, hearing the music in this while looking away just puts you right in a Godzilla movie. Then you watch and you're back in feudal Japan. 3 out of 5 measly offerings of hay from Rich. He's offering up hay, but three measly offerings.
Yeah, because the composer for this is the same as some of the Godzilla films. There's one distinct chord progression, the dun 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 dun.
Yes.
I don't know if it's in the Godzilla March, but in the Godzilla films, it's like da 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 da.
Yeah.
And they just have that da 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 here in this movie so often. It feels like Godzilla.
Yeah, it definitely. I like the music, but it feels very much the exact same score at times.
The composer's he knows what he does well.
Yeah.
We have G Kira emailing in saying this sequel doesn't seem to hit as hard as the original Daimajin did. Not that it did anything wrong, it just recycled the same basic premise and utilized a lot of the same elements from the first film. So it seems less impactful. We again have an evil despot? How do you say that?
He's trying to catch us out.
Oh,
Greg's trying to get to us right now.
Oh, we could so easily look up Google pronunciation for this.
It's 100% despot.
Despot. Yeah, it's despot.
Yeah.
We again have an evil despot take over a peaceful village, the destruction of a sacred statue and crucifixions. I'll admit the scene where Daimajin parts the lake is very cool.
Yes.
Step aside, Moses.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that he did more. Apart from his entry, he basically slowly moves toward the enemy who simply runs away. I think he killed all of 2 people. Daiei really needed to utilize Daimajin better than this. Hopefully the third film was better. While I would give the original film a 3, I can only give Return of Daimajin 2 bell tolls out of 5.
Whoa.
Bell tolls is a good rating.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Greg, that the Daimajin stuff surprisingly is weaker than the first one, or seems a lot more repetitive.
When he comes alive into the Daimajin warrior.
The final 10 minutes of this, they didn't do anything new compared to the last movie.
Yeah.
But we're going to see if the third film will be any different, because next week, guys, we are rounding out the Daimajin trilogy with Wrath of Daimajin. And the synopsis is, in a mountainous region of Japan, Lord Arakawa kidnaps the men of nearby villages to use as slave labor, producing gunpowder from his sulfur pits. A band of young boys decide to rescue their enslaved fathers on their own.
This movie might have the most guns so far.
It might have a lot of guns, man. They're needing that gunpowder for something. I was also doing some reading, and apparently the main cast of this are like young boys.
Hey.
So it is going to be quite different to the other two. I'm hoping that this whole all 3 Daimajin films are the same is just a ruse. They're trying to trick us.
Are you ready for Lord Boko to terrorize the clans?
Boko. Yeah. We got Evil Lord kidnapping, enslaving people, gunpowder, Daimajin. We'll see what happens.
Components for a Daimajin movie for sure.
Yeah. Everything you need for a Daimajin movie. We'll see in Wrath or Wrath.
Wrath?
Because if we're going archaic, old way of saying it in feudal Japan and still speaking English, even though we're in Japan, we'll say Wrath.
Ye old Wrath of Daimajin.
Yeah. Join us next week for Ye Old Wrath of Daimajin.
And tune in next time for another Podzilla episode.
And please join our Discord. Links in the show notes where you can commune with other Podzilla listeners.
Please give the show ye old review on whatever platform you're listening to.
On the old manuscript as the courier comes to town.
Flag him down, write him a little letter,
and it will come straight to us. And last thing you may do is just have a great day.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, and we'll see you right here next week.
take some time to yourself this week.
Yes.
Sit down, watch a show of some women dancing.
Watch a woman dance around in front of you, sip on some sake, and enjoy life.
We'll do a respectable sip this time.
Respectable
A nice one to end it off.
Yep.
That might be the most respectable sip
That was
I've ever
respectable
heard.
to you, Lord Foodon, and to Micah and his new marriage, his new betrothal.